So, the nightmare begins again.
Hey, welcome back to Fire Emblem 6 No Deaths Allowed. Last time we made it out of the Western Isles, so you know what they say, after you've gone west, it's all east from here. Now this episode, we got to deal with the super fancy fun Arcadia. You know, that map everyone loves and everyone thinks is the pinnacle of game design? Oh boy! But I am getting ahead of myself. Before we have to worry about funky Sandopolis, we gotta worry about these bridges. So let's get right into it. Chapter 13 is about as simple in concept as you can get. You're on the left side of some water, you need to go over to the right side of some water by crossing one of two bridges. Very simple in concept, in execution it can be a little tricky. You have the option of one of two bridges to go over. The bottom one's a little trickier, with ballista there to shoot at you, and the other has reinforcements that'll be right next to you as you try to go across it, but the bridge itself is pretty barren. In my opinion, I'm gonna go up and deal with the top bridge, but really it's just a matter of what you feel like dealing with. I'm scared of ballista sniping my squishy units, so I'm gonna go as far away from them as possible. The first enemies that we have to deal with are a bunch of cavalry from up north. Now these Cavaliers and the one Paladin are actually pretty scary because they've got some powerful weapons. The Paladin has a Silver Lance, one of them has an Axe Reaver, and one of them has a Killer Lance. So whatever you do, do not fail to pay attention and put Dick armed with a sword right in front of the Killer Lance user because you don't know he has a Killer Lance and risk almost getting him killed. Don't do that. I'm not saying that I did that, but just don't do it. Definitely something you want to watch out for, and definitely not something I almost did. After a few turns pass, we're hand-gifted our next new unit, Murity, who gets hard mode bonuses because she was red on the map for like 5 seconds. Despite the fact that she was never actually, like, a unit that's on the map. Only in cutscene was she red. But apparently, that's enough for hard mode bonuses. I do not understand how this game is coded. Murity is often praised as one of the best units in the game. I don't quite think she's that good, but she is damn good. Wyvern Rider is a solid class, her growth rates are solid, her bases are pretty good. Her main problem is she suffers from accuracy issues early on, but that can be patched up with a few lucky level ups. The other good news about her is that, as I've said in a previous episode, the Elysian Whip is the easiest promotion item to have a hold of, so you should, even if you were using Shauna and Tate, have an Elysian Whip around to promote her immediately if you want. Here's the thing though, you should have an Elysian Whip. But for me, as you'll remember from a few episodes ago, a Green Knight of Tate's went off and committed die, so I didn't get the Elysian Whip from doing that. But that's okay, there's an Elysian Whip in Chapter 12 that I could have just taken with Astolfo. What you might be interested in learning is there is a specific chest last chapter that I forgot to open. I somehow forgot to open it. Now I want you to take a fucking guess as to what item's in that chest. Is it like a gem or a tome that I can do without? No, it's the fucking Elysian Whip. I just didn't grab it. The worst part is, this isn't even the first time I've done this. Way back on the Twitter page, I did two playthroughs where I just played a game and did an old style of image Let's Play, harking back to the very first style of Let's Play, and I forgot the Knight's Crest somehow in Chapter 8. So, I've done this twice. What the fuck is it with FE6 and making me just forget to open every chest? Like, what the hell's wrong with me? So, Murity can't promote. She's stuck as a Wyvern Rider until Chapter 16 when I can buy them from a shop. Go me. Something that I've noticed during this chapter is that, like, there are powerful enemies, sure, but our guys have gotten to the point where they're capable. Before it was only Dick and Rutger that could really kill things, but now, I mean sure, Dick and Rutger are still killing things, but Bartray, Shauna, Lance, Alan, like we're all strong enough to be able to handle ourselves. It's really like we're getting to the point where we're just good. Maybe it'll be smooth sailing from here on out. Yeah, I didn't think so. The last thing to mention about this map is Percival. He's a pre-promoted paladin, and he's actually one of the best units in the game, especially with hard mode bonuses. We don't want to recruit him right now. You technically can, but first of all, since he's on the map at the start, he doesn't get hard mode bonuses. The next time he shows up, he's a reinforcement, so he does. And there's no real reason to get him. You'd get him at the end of this chapter, and then you recruit him 2 chapters later. The 2 chapters that you'd have him for are a desert map, and he's a paladin, and then I guess he is pretty helpful on 14x, but not enough to warrant abandoning his hard mode bonuses. I did this once on normal mode just to say that I recruited Percival like this, and it's not worth it at all. On to next chapter, and here it is. The fun one. Arcadia. Often said to be the worst map in the game and one of the worst maps in the entire series, and this is a case where I agree with the consensus. This map fucking sucks. It's fog of war, desert, and filled with enemies that can pretty much kill anything in your army, and you just have to pray to God you know that they're there. Sure, you can bring a thief and a torch staff with you, but you can only do so much when wyvern lords with silver lances are coming to shove a lance up your dick. It is not very fun. But what is fun is we get 2 new units. What's not fun is they fucking suck. So let's start by going over Sophia, I guess. No joke I make can be funnier than these stats. Who the hell thought Sophia was a good idea unit-wise? Like, I'll put it to you this way. You put Sophia, as she is, in Chapter 14, give her to the player in Chapter 1, and she'd still be pretty bad. Her base is atrocious. Her growth's not that good. Like, I have a lot of dark magic favoritism. I've used Sophia before. She's terrible. She's just absolutely terrible. Never use her unless you have a wild bias towards her. Like I do. But I'm not going to be doing that here, because by God, I cannot risk having that around. Maybe Cecilia will be better.
War. War never changes.
Cecilia is a resounding not bad. Her growths aren't anything special, and her bases are merely adequate, but she's of a really good class, and she has really good weapon ranks. Her A in tomes lets her use any magic tome at base, and when you can buy the Air Caliber tome at her joint chapter, that really helps. Combine that with a C in stays, meaning she can use Restore and Mend to good efficiency. She's pretty damn alright. Nothing incredible, but far from bad. You'll probably bench her after a few chapters, but her utility in that time is still nothing to sneeze at. Anyways, as the map can finally start to begin, we're mainly going to rely on 2 people, Rutger and Shauna. I am beyond caring about them absorbing XP, I just want to get out of this godforsaken hellhole as fast as possible. Rutger, when he's armed with the Lance Reaver, can take care of Wyvern Riders very well, and when armed with the Worm Slayer, he can take care of the spare Manakete here and there. Shauna, I'm going to perch on the right side of the map, right where we get in on the little cliff right there, have her in range of her support with Roy, and have her just killer lance all the mercenaries over there to death. Now, what gets funky is that she gets hit by sleep and put in bed. However, this is after she kills everything, so it's not really that big of a deal. This is also the one map in the game where Clarine being your main staff user kind of backfires, because she's the one that has Restore, and Shauna's a bit too far away for her to get to. But her job is already done, so it's not that big of a deal. Apparently, the developers decided that the turn count wasn't enough to be an anti-turtle incentive, because they throw in something ambushing us from behind. The Gay Bandits! The debut of the Gay Bandits in the series is actually in this map, and they're basically a bunch of axe goons trying to stop us from getting the treasures that are around the map. Speaking of, there are a lot of treasures around the map, and if you put a thief, like Astolfo, on a treasure space, he'll instantly get it. Everyone else, it's a crapshoot of like luck as a percent or something. Just use Astolfo, it's free. Now, there are a lot of items to get, but the only ones I'm really gunning for are the boots and the silver card. Not getting the speed wings hurts me emotionally, But having Astolfo all the way over there, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just getting the safe stuff, guaranteed, and then getting the fuck out. Then, at the very end of the map, tragedy strikes. After leaving a front line of 3 hardy units in the front, I accidentally have Klein equipped with the Brave Bow, which weighs him down. I wanted to give him an iron bow, and because of that, the Wyvern Rider manages to land a hit on him. And as Dick is getting attacked, I am waiting with bated breath, because I know there's another fucking Wyvern Rider. I know he's out there, and I fucking hate myself. But I love Fire Emblem 6 AI, because rather than a target Klein, which I know that Wyvern Rider could do, he decides he-ho monkey brain go after Roy, and hurts him. Like, by God, Roy is in excruciating pain, but he's not dead. He's not dead. And after that, we just commit Rutger on the boss, and we're good. We made it! Arcadia! One of the hardest chapters ever, and we did it! I mean, sure, there was a little heart attack, but we did it! We did it! Woo! And as we come to the end of an episode where I was certain we were going to lose it, I'd like to thank my patrons for all the support they've been giving me throughout all of these episodes. Those patrons include Bishneer, Dell, follow Penta the North Star on Twitch, subscribe to Great Weird. The bastard changed his name on me, and you know what? For all the suffering he's put me through, I'm not going to fix the fact that I fucked up his name. You live with this, Griek. Green Brigand, Hell on Heelys, Hollow, Kieran Morin, Nember, Ranger Man Sam, Rory O'Carroll, Ryan Walter, Space1255, Steph D, Brentender11, and Drew Hack. Thank you all for your continued support. You know, I just thought of something. Wouldn't it be really funny if, like, after I get through Arcadia, one of the hardest chapters in the game, I somehow fuck up the very next chapter? That would be fucking hilarious.